What if there's a forgotten wisdom, hidden deep within the jungle, waiting to speak to us? In the ruins of ancient cities, beneath the towering pyramids and tangled vines of Mesoamerica, lies a mystery that has captivated the world for centuries. The Maya, a civilization of extraordinary thinkers, astronomers, and builders, left behind more than just monuments. They left behind a secret, a code, a blueprint of knowledge that has remained largely locked away, its true meaning just out of reach. For years, the glyphs and symbols of the Maya have been an enigma, their meanings elusive, their wisdom seemingly lost to time. But what if these symbols weren't just historical records? What if they held something far more powerful, an understanding of the universe, time, and consciousness that could change everything we know? This isn't just about the past. It's about what the Maya knew that could still impact us today. In this video, we'll journey into their world, uncovering the secrets of a people whose knowledge transcended their time. From the stars they mapped to the deep spiritual truths encoded in their writings, the Maya were not just trying to understand the world, they were trying to teach us how to live in harmony with it. Join us as we begin to decode the lost wisdom of the Maya, and maybe, just maybe, uncover something that has been waiting for us all along. The Maya are known for their advanced knowledge of time and the cosmos, yet, even today, much of what they knew remains a mystery. Their seemingly cryptic symbols, their precise calendar, and their deep connection to the stars still puzzle modern scholars. But what if there's more to this mystery than we've been able to understand so far? At first glance, it's easy to see the Maya as just a brilliant civilization that charted the stars, built grand temples, and created a calendar system that predicted eclipses with astonishing accuracy. But what if their knowledge was not just scientific, but spiritual? What if their understanding of time, the cycles of the heavens, and the sacred numbers they used were part of a much deeper wisdom, one that touched on the very nature of existence? This isn't just about ancient astronomy or mathematical precision. The Maya's knowledge was far more than a map of the heavens. It was a guide to understanding the very fabric of reality. Their sacred texts, like the Popol Vuh, reveal a world where time isn't just something we track. It's something we are deeply connected to, something that shapes our lives, our actions, and even our fate. Imagine a civilization that saw the universe not as something separate from humanity, but as an intricate, living web where every action, every moment, ripples out across time and space. The Maya understood that we are not just passive observers of the universe, we are active participants in it, co-creators in a cosmic dance that stretches across eternity. And yet, despite their extraordinary insights, the Maya left us with only fragments of their full knowledge. The deeper meanings of their symbols, the true significance of their calendar, and the connection between their spiritual beliefs and their scientific discoveries have largely remained hidden, until now. As we peel back the layers of their ancient wisdom, we'll begin to understand how their knowledge might hold the answers to questions we've been asking for centuries. Could the Maya have discovered something about the nature of time, consciousness, and the universe that we've yet to comprehend? The deeper we go, the more it seems like they were trying to tell us something, a message lost in time, but waiting for us to unlock it. To truly understand the Maya and the secrets they left behind, we need to go back to where it all began. The story of the Maya is not just one of brilliant minds or towering cities. It's a story of how a people came to understand the world in a way that still amazes us today. The Maya civilization first began to take shape around 2000 BCE, deep in the rainforests of Mesoamerica. Their rise wasn't sudden. It was gradual, a process of building knowledge and culture over centuries. The early Maya were farmers, but they were also keen observers of the natural world around them. They watched the stars, the moon, the sun, and the seasons. They saw patterns, subtle yet undeniable, woven into the fabric of the cosmos. By 1000 BCE, the Maya had developed their first true cities, such as Nakbi and El Mirador, in what is now Guatemala. These cities were remarkable for their scale, with vast plazas and massive pyramids that seemed to reach up to the heavens. But it wasn't just their architecture that set them apart. It was their understanding of the universe. As they built their cities, they also built a system of knowledge, one that combined science, spirituality, and art. The Maya were astronomers before they were anything else. They studied the night sky with an intensity that few could match. By the time of the Classic period, from 250 CE to 900 CE, they had developed a sophisticated calendar system that was far more accurate than anything that existed in the ancient world, even more precise than the Gregorian calendar we use today. But the Maya were not just interested in calculating time for practical purposes. Their calendar was a sacred tool, a way to align human life with the cosmic cycles. They saw time not as a straight line, but as a series of repeating cycles, each one bringing a new opportunity for growth, change, and rebirth. They believed that every cycle carried with it a unique energy, and by understanding these cycles, they could tap into the flow of the universe itself. It was during this time that the Maya began to leave behind their most important legacy, their writing. Their complex hieroglyphs, carved into stone and written on codices, were not just records of kings or battles. They were records of the cosmos, of time itself, and of the sacred knowledge that connected all things. These symbols were the key to understanding their worldview, their relationship with the stars, and their place in the ever-turning wheel of time. In many ways, the Maya were ahead of their time. They saw connections between science and spirituality, between the physical and the metaphysical, that most modern societies are only beginning to explore today. The deeper we dive into their origins, the clearer it becomes. The Maya were not just a people of the past. They were visionaries, gifted with an understanding of the universe that we are only starting to grasp. Most people look at the Maya and see a vanished civilization, ruins swallowed by jungle, a calendar carved in stone, symbols that no one fully understands. But behind the stone, behind the symbols, something is whispering. And it's not just history, it's memory. The Maya didn't just chart the heavens. They understood how the stars moved within us. They believed that time was alive, that it breathed, like we do, that every day carried a certain energy, a rhythm, a spirit. You weren't just born on a date. You were born into a cosmic pulse, one that shaped your path before you ever took your first breath. Their calendar, the Tsokin, was not a countdown or a clock. It was a sacred map, a guide through the unseen layers of reality. Each of its 260 days had a unique vibration, and the Maya believed that if you aligned with that rhythm, you could move through life in harmony, with nature, with time, with yourself. But this knowledge wasn't meant to be common. It was hidden, passed down in symbols and rituals, encoded in temple walls, in sacred texts like the Popol Vuh. On the surface, the Popol Vuh is a creation myth, a story of gods and heroes. But look closer, and you'll find something more, a blueprint for transformation, a map of the soul's journey, through darkness, trials, death, and finally, awakening. And the temples? They weren't just built for ceremony. They were designed as instruments, aligned with the stars, the solstices, the breath of the earth itself. Standing in one was like stepping inside a sacred machine, built not with metal, but with mathematics and spirit. Every angle, every stone, tuned to something greater. You see, the real treasure the Maya left us wasn't gold or glory. It was knowledge, deep, encoded, sacred, not made for the eyes, but for the soul. A forgotten code meant to be remembered in a time when we would need it most. Maybe that time is now. So what can we actually do with all of this? It's one thing to be inspired by ancient wisdom, but another to live it. The Maya believed that each person is born with a specific energy, a unique vibration tied to the day they arrive. They called it a nawal, a kind of soul pattern. And once you understand yours, life starts to feel different, calmer, clearer. You begin to move with time instead of against it. You don't need to become a scholar or decode glyphs on a temple wall. You just need to slow down. Notice the cycles. Feel the rhythms. Pay attention to the moods of your days, your seasons, your own inner tides. You can even look up your Maya day sign. It's still possible. There are people who carry this knowledge, still teaching, still sharing. And often, what you find isn't strange or foreign. It feels oddly familiar, like something you always knew, but forgot how to say. You start to recognize when it's time to act, and when it's time to wait, when to speak, and when to listen, when to push forward, and when to let go. The Maya way is not about control. It's about harmony. It's about stepping back into relationship, with time, with nature, with yourself. And in a world that's constantly speeding up, that's a kind of quiet revolution. The Maya never vanished. Not really. Their temples may stand in silence now, wrapped in jungle vines and morning mist, but their wisdom is still humming, low and steady, just beneath the surface of our world, and maybe even inside us. They understood something we are only beginning to remember. That time is not a machine, but a mirror. That every cycle, the rising sun, the turning seasons, the breath in your lungs, is a message, a rhythm, a chance to return. They didn't speak of the end. They spoke of change, of the closing of one world and the quiet birth of another. And maybe that's where we are now, in the space between beats, not in collapse, but in transition, not in ending, but in remembering. The calendar, the stories, the stars, all of it was meant to point inward, because the real temple isn't only made of stone, it's made of awareness, of choice, of presence. And now, the question that remains isn't about the Maya. It's about you. Will you keep rushing through time as if it's something to outrun? Or will you pause, listen, and begin to move with it? Because the code isn't lost. It's waiting. And you've already started to hear it.